Hey there, welcome back to Reddit XO, the best channel for Reddit cheating stories. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more stories like these. Now, let's get into the video. Kicked out my pregnant cheating girlfriend ex-posting from /r/offenchist. I was advised that writing here could also assist, so please excuse me if this is against the rules. A little bit about us. We're both in our 30s and just relocated to a new city across the nation, since I was given a lot higher paid job in an area with usually lower living expenses, as well as being a wonderful place to raise a kid. She is 7 months pregnant at the moment. I was initially shocked because we always use protection, or I pulled out, but after some thought I was ecstatic. It was the perfect time in our lives. For kids, I just finished the last payments on my flat, low-interest mortgages and first-time buyer benefits FTW, as well as being a strong contender for the job I currently have. In any case, she's been acting strangely aloof and guarded lately. I put it up to pregnancy hormones, but she appeared even more distant and silent than normal at breakfast, so I asked her what was wrong a few times until she shouted that she doesn't always have to answer me and walked away. Okay, whatever, I was late for work, so I went on my way. I received a message about lunchtime asking if I could leave the lab early since she needed to speak about something really important and didn't want to do it until I came home after a long day. So I wrapped up my job, cleared it with my supervisor, and drove home, picking up some subs for us on the way. To shorten a long tale short, she informed me that while I was working hell week at the lab, she met a man while out with some work buddies on a night out, and one thing led to another, and they ended up sleeping together. This went on for a week or two, ostensibly because I was constantly working and not spending enough time with her. I worked 14-hour days at the time and simply wanted to relax at home. She recounted how he lied about wearing a condom, claiming he was using very thin ones, and how he didn't realize what he was doing until she felt it. I can't express how upset I was when she told me, so I got up, tossed her sub in the garbage, and left the house to go for a drive to a friend's home to cool down. I arrived home the following morning and asked that we schedule an appointment for a prenatal paternity test, which she was first opposed to but later agreed to. I made an appointment for the following week that morning and remained with my friend till the end of the day. I took the afternoon off work and drove us there in quiet, save from her sobbing and apologizing, completed the surgery, left her off, and went back to my friends till results day. We received the results today, and guess what? I drove us home and ordered she get out and start packing, because I wanted her gone before I came back from work picking up my things from my friends. She was hysterical, telling me that I couldn't just leave her alone and homeless while she was so close to the due date and so far away from home, and that she loved me and wanted me to raise this child with her because it's the only way it'll have a decent life. She's an arts graduate and was working a minimum wage job before the move/pregnancy. I never made it to work. Instead, I drove into a field, called my employer, and he told me to take as much time as I needed, and he'd have a PhD student cover my job. I sat in the back seat for hours, sobbing, while everything fell apart around me. I just put my life in order, and everything was steady and ready for the kid. We even completed the design of the baby's room. When I turned on my phone again, I noticed that I had numerous missed calls and voicemails, some from her family, and a few from my friend begging me to come to his as soon as possible. I called my friend, filled him in, and headed over to his place. And that's what's occurred so far. I haven't gone back to the home because I can't bring myself to do so, knowing that all of my plans for it have died. I'm at a loss on what to do. Reddit, what should I do? I apologize in advance if my meandering wall of text is tough to read. I simply needed to get everything out and have been typing on my iPad. Quick update. I apologize for the delay in responding, but I've been working with a solicitor and her family. I heeded her advice and, after calming down, purchased a one-way coach ticket back home, trains to not go to. The next morning, I returned to the home with my buddy, and she was still there, as I anticipated. She instantly came over and began holding me and weeping, pleading with me not to stop our relationship. I kept my original thoughts of wanting her to get out of here, so I handed her the piece of paper with the coach ticket and urged her to grab her belongings so I could drop her off at the coach station. After much more sobbing, she packed her luggage, which I placed into the vehicle, and drove us to the bus stand. A buddy was with us the whole time as a witness, since you can never be too cautious. She asked me what she was supposed to do now as an unemployed, homeless single mother when we got her out of the vehicle with even more weeping and sat her down in the waiting area. She calmed down a little, since there were others around, but My reaction was, "Jenny, you're a jerk. Go to Zach. It is now his issue." Just joking, I told her she should attempt to locate the father, wished her luck, and then departed. I had a few calls from her family wondering if I was crazy and such, but I've had my phone turned off since then and I'm just trying to move on. I may write a real post over the weekend and turn my phone back on. But for the time being, I'm trying to concentrate on work in order to catch up on everything. Thank you very much for your help. This truly is an amazing community and I didn't expect this to blow up like it has. Story 2. Stupidity knows no bounds. This is one of the many instances of infidelity I've heard throughout the course of my career. A guy named Tim, who lived in Atlanta and worked 2 jobs so that his wife, Sarah, could return to school for her master's degree in 2 years and find a job that earned twice as much as she was earning at the time she went back to school. The conclusion of my senior year of high school neared, and I was assigned to a class group project that required the group to meet at a member's house. The group shrunk from 8 to 6, and then to 2, consisting of her and a young gentleman. Because of what was going on between the young couple and Tim's wife, the members were not comfortable hosting a party at their home, it was discovered. Well, it turns out that the young man had an affair with the girlfriend of one of the official members. The 2 of them got into a fight, and he called the other man and said he could have that anytime he wanted. The girlfriend had had enough and went to Tim's home early the next morning, about 7:00 a.m., and knocked on the door to express her displeasure. When Tim answered, she said that she was a former student of his wife's, and that she wanted to talk with him and Sarah about the situation in their class. Because she had been working on the school homework all night, he claimed that his wife was sleeping in his bed. "I understand she had a difficult night," she said, "but she has decided not to work on any more late-night school assignments." He fell in love with his wife the moment he laid eyes on her. When Sarah saw her, she immediately started pleading with her to remove the duck off her property. So Tim informed her that she needed to go, and the young lady said, "I came here mostly to see you, and I asked that she be there because I didn't want to talk negatively about her behind her back." Sarah said that the little girl is a jealous little b*tch, and that she should not put her faith in whatever she says. "What is it that the young lady is jealous of? My grades are better than yours, I'll be working for my mother's company, and I don't have any affairs with other people." "Well, I've got a job waiting for me, as well as a gorgeous spouse," his wife said cheerfully. "Do you cheat on me?" The young guy inquired of the young lady. "How are you doing?" Tim questioned of his wife as he looked her in the eyes. She just screamed at the young lady, referring to her as a jealous little, and demanded that she remove the duck from her residence. The young girl presented him with an envelope containing printouts of messages and photographs that had been exchanged between Sarah and the young gentleman. Specifically, she inquired for his email address so that she could give him 15 videos of her ducking the young man, 5 of which were ducking in their home and 3 of which were ducking 2 young people in their home. "Sarah, can you tell me where you got them?" He had been selling such DVDs since the previous school year, according to her, and she was ducking on him because of it. Tim told me, "Man," that had said that she would be able to explain herself. "Man, I was." Laughing so hard that the young lady pulled away and stared at me as if I was nuts, he said. He inquired of the little girl about the possibility of purchasing her breakfast, and she responded that he may tell him anytime he wished. He walked away from Sarah, who was shouting and waving her arms, so she could explain. He was in the way of her progress. Call her mother and give her the tapes, as well as directions on how to get her daughter out of his house, so she can take care of herself. His mother-in-law picked up the phone and answered it. Sarah was taken to the hospital after attempting to commit suicide. He expressed his dissatisfaction with her and said that he intends to file for divorce.